Well, Vinoo Varghese is a Wall Street criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor and visiting faculty at Harvard Law School.
All the prosecutors in this office and every single prosecutor in the United States Attorney's Office in Manhattan, the jurors are not sequestered. They know what's going on in society. And it seems like there's going to be all these shutdowns here again in New York. So when you hear that, and then the judge is saying that they must work on a holiday, then that puts pressure on the jurors. A judge is only supposed to advise the jurors to continue deliberations when there's a problem note. Here, she basically told them, hurry up. And that's exactly what the defense lawyers for Maxwell objected to.
Well, Vinoo Varghese is a Wall Street criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor and visiting faculty at Harvard Law School. He's usually based in New York, but he's currently in Miami. Thanks for joining us. What's your reaction to the verdict?
I think this is an interesting case that'll have a long life on appeal. The judge in this case took some steps which I find questionable. She made a push for the jurors to reach a verdict. Now, she put it under the guise of being worried about the spike in coronavirus cases in New York and told them that they would have to work on Thursday and Friday, when she originally told them that they were going to be off those days, which pretty much most people in New York are off. On the 31st is the legal holiday for the new year. So by telling them yesterday or on Tuesday that they were going to have to work on Thursday and Friday, she was actually pushing them to reach a verdict. And this is a problem because the jury at that point did not indicate there were any problems. They said they were moving along, but something happened on Tuesday, which was that the juror asked for the readback of the testimony of the defense expert regarding fabricated memories. All the prosecutors in this office and every single prosecutor in the United States Attorney's Office in Manhattan, heart must have skipped a beat at that moment because they realized that they were in trouble. At that point, the judge realized that the prosecution was in trouble and put her thumb on the scales of justice. The scales of justice are supposed to be balanced. But then Wednesday morning, the judge went in and likely told them the jurors asked about how long they were going to deliberate. And she had intended to tell them Wednesday morning that if needed, they would deliberate over the weekend and into the holiday. Clearly, that spurred the jury on to reach a verdict probably a lot faster than they would have because they were looking at a lot of things.
Yeah, but she didn't.
You know, again, there are many things that are going to be this case is going to have a long life on appeal.
Yeah, she didn't tell them they had to come to a verdict at any particular time. She just wanted them to go in every day, right? Because of coronavirus. It wasn't going to change the outcome of what they were going to, the verdict they were going to come out with.
The pressure, I mean, look, the jurors are not sequestered. So they're not, they know what's going on in society. They know that things are at a point in New York where de Blasio, the mayor, is on every day talking about it. The governor's on talking about it. And it seems like there's going to be all these shutdowns here again in New York. So when you hear that, and then the judge is saying that they must work on a holiday, then that puts pressure on the jurors. See, a judge is only supposed to advise the jurors to continue deliberations when there's a problem note. For example, jurors will say that they're unable to reach a verdict. The judge will read them in what's called an Allen charge and say, hey, keep going, stick to your guns, but try to be reasonable. Something along those lines. Here, she basically told them, hurry up. And that's exactly what the defense lawyers for Maxwell objected to.
And Vinoo, I'm going to ask you to sort of hurry with this last question, I'm afraid. But
sure.
They have appeared to have begun appeal proceedings, which I guess isn't a surprise for you.
Yes, I mean, they're going to. It's just normal. I mean, there's going to be a long life for Maxwell. Unfortunately for her, she's going to be behind bars, and this could take several years before it's finally resolved.
Yeah, well, it's been a long case so far, and as you say, it's probably going to be a lot longer because there's another case, obviously, against her as well. Vinoo Varghese live there in Miami. Thank you very much indeed for that.